All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's episode of Roundabout Sports, presented by Interstate 70 Sports Media, A Boy's Dream Hobby Shop, and Harsh Construction, LLC. I'm the Maestro, Jeremy Karp. It is episode 139 here on July 16th, 2025. It has been storming off and on. It has been muggy for what feels like an eternity. I hope everybody's been doing great. So we are coming off the heels of a historic interview that we've had with Hall of Famer, hockey legend, St. Louis icon, Brett Hull. I'm still on the cusp of just still trying to put into words like, holy crap, that actually happened. We'll say Babs is not here tonight. For those that don't know, Babs is actually in the process of moving to Caledonia, Missouri. So as she's doing that, she will not be able to be with us tonight. That is okay. The show will, as it must, go on like always. And we're hoping that our special guest co-host is able to join us. Once I find out his camera is working backstage, we should be good to go. All right, folks. It is my pleasure to welcome my guest co-host for the evening, Andrew Henson. How's it going, Andrew?
What's popping?
I'll tell you this much. There is a lot that has been going on lately, and I think the first thing, all right, now you're not the biggest baseball fan, I know that, but even you know that in baseball, if a game goes past 9 innings and it's tied, you got extra innings.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty obvious.
We don't have ties in baseball.
Exactly. We don't have ties in baseball unless Bud Selig's the commissioner. Well, what happened is at the All-Star Game last night, they did something a little unorthodox. And this is totally brand new. In fact, I didn't even know this was going to happen. They had what's called a swing-off. It's basically the equivalent of a shootout, but for baseball.
I was going to say, it sounds like it.
Yeah, it is exactly what it sounds like. And what's interesting is, it looked just like the home run derby. No All-Star game has ever ended like this. No MLB game has. Basically, it was a home run swing off to settle a tie. And Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies went 3 for 3 on his swings, whereas the Tampa Bay Rays, Jonathan Aranda's bat, he went 2 for 3. So technically, despite that, this will go down in the books as a 7-6 win for the National League, which thank the good Lord above, because the National League was the American League was 10-1 in the past 11 All-Star games prior to last night. So this was
do we like that domination?
So this is a nice change of pace. Also, I will say I don't know for who all watched the All-Star game. I will say there was a wonderful tribute to the game was held in Atlanta, so they had a wonderful tribute to the late great Hank Aaron. They celebrated his 715th home run, which was hit down in Atlanta, and it was July 15th yesterday, so it was perfect. And I didn't know this, Hank Aaron's widow was in attendance for the game, and she got a very nice ovation, so that was a very welcoming sight to see. So overall, very, very entertaining thing. Also, one quick side note to finish off our All-Star little highlight recap. Brendan Donovan of the Cardinals is the first All-Star to go 2 for 2 for the Cardinals in an All-Star game since Albert Pujols did. And meanwhile, Babs is actually tuning in, and she's packing as we speak. And Andrew, she is very gracious that
it's no problem.
You were able to thing.
I got you.
So let's delve in now to something you and I had actually talked about this.
Wait. Can I do something about baseball real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. What do you got?
Let's give a big shout out to Matt Holliday.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Matt Holliday and his 2 children. Yo, let's do it. Let's just do it real quick.
Yeah. Big shout out for Matt Holliday because not just it's no longer just Jackson Holliday that is in the MLB draft, or that's in baseball right now, but congratulations to his younger son Ethan Holliday, who was selected 4th overall just a few days ago in the 2025 MLB draft by the Colorado Rockies. Which brings me, you know what? I'm glad you said it, because this brings us to, we're doing this early. We never do it this early in the show, but this is my favorite segment of the show. It is called Just How Bad Do the Colorado Rockies Suck? So, it is iconic. We do it every week. And I will say, since, it is the All-Star break, they haven't played in a few days. But as this Friday, they return to action at home against the Minnesota Twins. They are a resounding 22-74. They are 35 and a half games out of first place. They're 30 games out of the wild card. And they are 10-36 at home. So
they sound pretty good to me.
It isn't. Yeah, I was gonna say it's an anomaly just how bad. So how bad the Rockies are. But yes, folks, that is this week's quick snippet edition of Just How Bad Do the Colorado Rockies Suck right now, here on Roundabout Sports. Okay, that said, so I don't know how many of our viewers tune in to a lot of social media drama when it comes to celebrities and athletes. This is going to be bad. Andrew and I had a long conversation about this, folks, so it's perfect that we are bringing this up. First off, everybody who knows basketball knows about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Oh, Lord.
Arguably, Jesus. Right now, the 2 biggest female basketball stars out there. And 2 of the most recognizable names in basketball in general right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically, I know I am not going to show the picture because I'm not doing that. But basically, somebody on Twitter posted a picture because Angel Reese is on one of the covers of NBA 2K26. And they cropped out Angel Reese's face and put the face of a monkey on it.
They put a lot of things.
Yeah, I was going to say. And Andrew and I, we don't have to go through a whole segment and seminar to tell you just how terrible that is, like how classless and awful it is. Well, RG3, Robert Griffin III, former NFL quarterback, has really come under a lot of controversy for not just sharing that picture, not to praise it, but he was condemning it. But he also didn't know when to stop talking.
Had to do it for the one time.
And it's gotten to the point where now Shaquille O'Neal has threatened to punch RG3 in the face. So yeah, it has gotten bad. And basically I take a look at what is going on with all this. It's amazing to me because RG3 went on this big time rant. He was talking about how now Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, and he heard that through people in her inner circle. And he's talking about how, rising above this and everything. The first thing I want to ask you, Andrew, what the hell is RG3 doing?
This is a good old classic case of being backward. This is what we call divided we stand, united we fall.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're both great athletes. They're both on a high trajectory. You can say what you want to say about Angel Reese and her what's it called? Me bounds? Is that what she's trying to trademark?
Yeah, she usually calls it, I think, me bounds.
You can say what you want to say. There's a reason that she is a starter in the WNBA. There's a reason that she is getting McDonald's endorsements. There's a reason that she's doing this and she's doing that. There's in Caitlin Clark, she's great in her own right too. I hate the narrative where people try to put athletes against each other. Caitlin Clark's going to be on the cover eventually.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just upset
let's not act like it.
Caitlin Clark wasn't this year. It doesn't really matter. Like, they're both great athletes, respectfully. There's some things that Caitlin Clark does better than Angel Reese, and there's things that Caitlin Clark will never dream of doing like Angel Reese. It is what it is. It's just how it is. Different style athletes.
Right.
And personally, a lot of these former athletes think they know too much, and then they get in front of the media and in front of a camera, and they forget that they're not with their boys, and they forget that the world is watching. Mm. I could put some names out there, but I won't.
Right.
But, they forget but people got to realize that they are athletes, and athletes critique athletes differently. Yeah. And, I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying in close circles, that's how it goes.
Exactly. And I'll try to paraphrase the tweet that RG3 said. He'll say, all right, this has got to stop. There's no place for racism in this world. Whether you like a player or not, Angel Reese should never be called or depicted as a monkey. Absolutely true. Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of the consensus that we all have. Now, we go forward where he says, people in inner circle called me and told me I was right and that Angel Reese has grown to hate Caitlin Clark because of the media always asking her about Caitlin and being constantly compared to her. That being said, some people made it about race, but I never did and I never will. Instead of becoming the villain of anyone's story, I decided to just not. And he says, if you hate Angel Reese because she is black, you are the problem. If you hate Angel Reese because you're a Caitlin Clark fan, don't turn it racial. This is my thing. About all this, I'm going to kind of dissect this whole thing because obviously some of what he's saying is absolutely right. Anything that involves him condemning the racist meaning behind the posts and the outrage towards Angel Reese because she is black is wrong. So yeah, there's that. That's I agree with. But when he's talking about Angel Reese's inner circle contacting him, like, no. First off, his mom Angel Reese's mom confirmed that nobody from the inner circle contacted him about it or said anything of it. Then when you got Martin Luther King's, was it his daughter or granddaughter who was
I forgot
condemning him.
Yeah, I forgot who it was, but I remember that.
One of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s relatives was telling RG3 to be a better example. And then, of course, we already mentioned Shaq threatening to punch him in the face. So, obviously, there's a lot of back. And then, of course, RG3 tries to deflect it. And I'm sorry. This is my, this is my thing. He tweets a bunch of things. And then he goes, after watching all of his film from last year, Bo Nix is the most underrated QB in the NFL. If that's not a deflection, I don't know what is. Let's be real here.
But is Bo Nix the most underrated QB in the NFL? I'm kidding.
Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, I think things like this create more problems than they solve, in my opinion, when it comes to racial arguments.
I actually don't even like being involved in them anymore.
Well, and I think that, RG3 is the type of guy. I mean, he has a platform. He's got over, unless he's lost, nope, he still has over 2.2 million followers. So it's not like, nobody's listening to him. The problem is that when too many people listen to someone, word spreads fast. And I will say this, a lot of people are accusing him of clickbait only because the original post does not have any interactions and his does. So like his reposting of it.
You know what? I didn't
think
about
8
that.
million.
I didn't think about that.
Like at one point, that original post, the racist post, has about, we'll just say for the sake of it, like a few thousand. As of today, keep in mind, this was 6 days ago. Keep in mind, this has 9.1 million views on RG3's Twitter or X, whatever you want to say. So, yeah, there's a lot of telling things. So, overall, I love what Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese bring to the basketball court.
For sure.
I love what they bring to female athletes. I love what they bring to athletes in general. And I think it should be just a matter of preference as far as which athlete you like better or that you think is more talented. No, it shouldn't be a racial argument, but let's be real. How do I word this? Someone's going to make it one.
For sure. It's always going to happen like that.
That's just how it is, and it's unfortunate, but it is the reality that somebody will sadly always make it a racial argument. So nevertheless, I'm going to move right along now here on Roundabout Sports. First, I want to let you all know that you can find.
Go ahead.
What's up?
We got to give a big, since we're on the topic of 2K, give a big shout out to Carmelo Anthony.
Yes, very much. Damn.
NBA Live 05, NCAA 2004, Street, Home Court, and now NBA 2K26.
That's actually really crazy.
Big shout out
and
to
you
Carmelo
know what?
Anthony.
I got one more thing about Carmelo. I want to see your thoughts on this. Okay. So The Athletic a couple days ago did a ranking of college basketball's top 10 male players in the 2000s. Of the 2000s, Carmelo Anthony was number one. Just college. We're not talking NBA, obviously. So we're talking college.
Okay, I mean, I guess since he wasn't a one and done.
So, and I think that's a big part of it, to go.
Because if you're going that route, it should be Kevin Durant or Michael Beasley. There's no question about it.
Well, what's funny is Michael Beasley was on the list, but he was lower on the list.
Michael Beasley had the greatest
Um,
college basketball season I've ever seen.
so here's what they say in the Athletics article regarding Carmelo. Quote, this is Lindsay Schnell of The Athletic. She says, quote, Anthony was named the Final Four's most outstanding player. He was just a second-team All-American, and he didn't win National Player of the Year. Texas guard G.J. Ford did. Still, he takes top billing here because his impact is second to none, and what he did for the program in 6 months is astonishing. Keep in mind, Syracuse wasn't ranked in the preseason and had missed the 2002 NCAA tournament. With Melo, they were national champs.
Mm.
And I have the list. Okay. I'm sorry. I do have the full list. I didn't think I'd have it. Okay. So we're gonna go from, you know what, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do our shameless little plugs, and then we're gonna do this list because this is I do like this.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that are wondering, Roundabout Sports can be found on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, and anywhere else you can stream podcasts. You can find Roundabout Sports on Facebook, on our YouTube channel, and you can find Interstate 70 Sports Media's official YouTube channel, as well as find them on Facebook and X. Also, be sure to go to Caledonia, or at least check out on Facebook A Boy's Dream Hobby Shop for all the latest and rarest and greatest of breaks, signings, cards, merch, and more. And with over 50 combined years of experience, Harsh Construction LLC is the premier place for all your home and outdoor renovations. Call 618-363-9818 to get a quote today. With that said, folks, I'm the Maestro Jeremy Carper alongside Andrew Henson, and we are going to count down the Athletics list of the 25 greatest men's basketball players of the 2000s. The best part of this is that there's a name I get wrong. Andrew is the basketball master, so he'll be able to correct me. So, number 25.
Oh, my gosh.
We have a tie here. We have a tie already. We got Zion Williamson and Cooper Flagg.
Dang, they disrespecting my boy Cooper. Jeez, okay.
Oh, man. All right. Number 24. Nick Collison from Kansas.
Okay.
23. Guy you had mentioned earlier, Michael Beasley from K-State.
Too low. Way too low. Way too low. Way too low. No, that's way too low.
Number 22 is J.J. Redick.
Okay, sharpshooter. Duke. I love it.
21, Blake Griffin from Oklahoma.
Okay.
Number 20, Jakeem Noah from
Florida boy. Yeah.
Number 19 from Duke, Jay Williams.
Dang, I thought Jay Williams was going to be higher. I thought he was going to be higher too.
Yeah, that one just.
I'm not a big fan of this list. Personally, I already don't like this list. But that's my
fine.
opinion.
Exactly. That's the best part about these, though. They are all opinion based. Number 18, Emeka Okafor. From UConn.
Gotta love that boy. He was out there balling.
Number 17 from Louisville, Russ Smith.
I forgot about that name. He was cold in college.
Number 16 from BYU, Jimmer Fredette.
When you said BYU, I already knew.
He's the only okay, BYU guy on this list. I will
He's
say.
Okay there.
At least for the rest of the way. Adam Morrison from Gonzaga, number 15. Number 14 from UConn, Shabazz.
Napier.
Number 13. We're starting now. There's going to be some interesting names coming up. I will say that much. Number 13, Frank Kaminsky from Wisconsin.
Okay. He was nice.
Now here comes up to this point, to me, the biggest name on the list. Up, like I said, up to this point. Dwayne Wade from Marquette at number 12.
Let me hear the other names, and I'll tell you if I agree with it.
I got you.
I already disagree. Mike Beasley and JJ Redick should have been hired. So should Jay Will.
Yeah. I thought JJ Redick would be actually higher. I will be honest on that. Number 11 is Doug McDermott from Creighton.
Okay.
Now, number 10. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. Kevin Durant.
Nope, this list is bogus. I don't even want to hear the rest. No, get out of here with
no. We're going to hear the rest.
Absolutely not.
But KD is ranked number 10 on this list. Number 9.
They better have some old heads.
Zach Edey. Zach Edey from Purdue is on this list at number 9. Number 8 is Tyler Hansborough.
He had a really good college season. Not better than Kevin Durant, but it was a very good college season.
From Duke at number 7, Shane Battier.
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 That's Shane Battier.
Shane Battier is number 7. Here is a St. Joseph's representative at number 6, Jameer Nelson.
Yes, sir. Still not better than KD, but it's okay.
This is I'm not gonna lie. This is an interesting top 5, though. I understand KD's was fantastic. This is a good top 5, though. Number 5 is Kemba Walker.
Okay. Kemba was nice in college.
Number 4 was Anthony Davis.
If you can look past some of those
2 years were good.
If you can look past some of those videos that leaked of him in the locker room at college, anyway.
Well, shoot, that you could say about so many. Number 3. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna say the school, and you just tell me. Davidson.
Next. He ain't have a good
yes,
college.
Folks. Number 3 is Steph Curry.
March Madness. He was just good at March Madness. That's it.
Yeah, but that's where he shines, though. In any postseason
if they say Weaver State,
tournament,
if they say Weaver State, I'm clicking off this link. I hope you know that.
No. Number 2 is Jalen Brunson.
I agree. Oh, I'm so glad someone's giving that boy his love. Shout out.
Jalen Brunson came in at number 2, and we already know number 1 was Carmelo Anthony.
Let me gas up Jalen Brunson real quick, y'all. Everyone was sleeping on Jalen Brunson. That man was the National Player of the Year. That man went in the second round of the draft. Then the Dallas Mavericks gave up on him. Could you imagine if it was Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic right now in Dallas? Imagine. Everyone slept on that man. National Player of the Year falls in the second round? Man, get out of here.
That's actually crazy to think about. Like, I don't know, obviously, how often that happens, but for Brunson to fall late in the second round, and the Mavericks gave up on everybody on their team. Let's be real at this point. You cannot make the moves they've made the past 3 seasons and not giving up on your own franchise.
I mean, they have Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, and now Cooper Flag. I mean, Derek Lively's also a good piece. I mean, it's not terrible. But
I
I'm
would
not
have
giving
rather
up
still
Luka.
had a duo. I wouldn't give up. This is my thing. I would rather have Jalen Brunson and Luka over Kyrie, AD, and Cooper Flag.
Whoa,
At
that's a
this
hot take,
point,
y'all. Y'all comment down below what y'all
at
think about
this
that.
point,
We need comments on
yeah,
that
there's
one.
my hot take. Keep in mind, we're not talking just young career. We're talking 2025 into 2026. That I would rather have. Jalen Brunson was absolutely phenomenal for the Knicks this season. Now we all know his undoing was the fact that the Knicks were so mismanaged that every starter played pretty much every game during the season. And I remember when you were the one that pointed that out to me, and I was absolutely stunned.
You couldn't believe it. You could not believe it that they're almost their entire
No,
starting
because
five
when
is
five
averaging
of the
close to 40 minutes a game. Ugh.
yeah, that was the thing. We looked at the top 10 as far as players' average time on court, and all five of the starting Knicks players, like the starting five for the New York Knicks, were on the top 5, or at least top 10. I know there was
I think it was top.
7,
I think they were all in the top 30. Top 30 is where they all ranked, which is ridiculous.
They all were in the top 30 for sure, which that in itself is terrible because you got 30 other teams, you got 29 other teams, like
5 starters each.
But yeah, exactly. So, but yes, I don't think people truly talk about. Look, we know JJ Redick, and people will talk about Blake Griffin, but I don't think people talk enough about Michael Beasley.
They don't. They don't.
It's because he's also considered, one of the best freshman college basketball players of literally the past 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I remember he shot 53% from the field and 39% from three-point range. And he had, hang on, this is the big thing for me. He still holds 30 records for Kansas State. And this guy has been graduated since 2008. And he still has 30 records.
26-12. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's wild. It is absolutely wild. But like I said, I think the middle of the list was bad, and KD being all the way down 10 sucked. But I do like the top 5. I will go with the top 5 on that. Now, speaking of drafts, I want to shift gears now from one sport we're both good at, and as far as knowledge, to another sport we're both very good at when it comes to knowledge, and that's the NFL. So,
let's talk about the
NBA draft. So, NBA drafts are a lot different than the NFL drafts. That's a known fact. Just like the MLB draft is different than every draft. With everything going on in college sports and the NCAA and everything, people don't realize just because you get drafted by a team doesn't mean you have to play for them. And this is where the story of Shamar Stewart comes in. So
they need to quit playing with that.
For those that don't know, Shamar Stewart, first off, the Cincinnati Bengals, we'll talk about wide receiver duos. They've shelled out $200 million essentially to pay for 2 wide receivers, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Jamar Chase, top 3 receiver in the league. I'm never going to argue that. T. Higgins is a very good wide receiver as well. Or at least top 5 for Jamar Chase. But
now my face is making you think.
Yeah, but at least top 5. But this is the thing. It's funny because now Shamar's.
Let me look them up. I want to know how much they're
paying.
Why
you look that up?
Yeah.
Okay, you do that, and I'm going to explain to everybody what's going on with Stewart. So, right now, Stewart has been fully involved in workouts at his alma mater, Texas A&M. And he could try to come back and play again this season and go into the draft next year. So, this is the thing. There are some technicalities here. He can return to school for 2025. Now, the Bengals would continue to hold his rights through the first draft after Stewart's eligibility expires. So, this is my thing. Why couldn't a player, and why should a player who's never taken an NFL paycheck or signed an NFL contract be prevented from going back to school? And what's funny is, technically right now under NCAA rules, since Stewart was drafted, he would not be able to return to the college football field. So, but here's my thing. And do you have the number for Joe Burrow as far as the contract?
They're paying slightly under $90 million for those three players.
Oh, per year. I was like, wait, what?
I just want you to know, how do you expect to build a team if you're paying three players $90 million
a year? Yeah, that's bad. I think it's crazy. This is my thing. I think it's crazier though that they paid T. Higgins so much because, I didn't think they would either. I thought they would either trade him or just let him walk. Because here's my thing: Jamar Chase is the wide receiver 1 for that team. Joe Burrow is the franchise QB of that team. T. Higgins is the wide receiver 2 of that team, who had an off and on season last year when it came to injuries and performance. So, I mean, yeah, I'm surprised that. And keep in mind, the biggest reason Joe Burrow led the league in passing yards and touchdowns last year was because that the Bengals were playing from behind so much because they didn't have a defense.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to continue, especially with them not wanting to give Shamar what he wants. You know what I'm saying? They're just shooting themselves in the foot. They're just going to keep shooting themselves in the foot. I don't know what's going on with the Bengals organization.
He's the only first-round pick unsigned. Mm-hmm. And this is the thing. Like, okay, so, because keep in mind, folks, he is an edge rusher. He did not, July 19th is when rookies report to training camp for the Bengals. He's not planning on reporting. The veteran players report on July 22nd. So here is what the whole language is. Based on the new CBA and everything that was implemented, every pick has a wage scale. So based on if you're the first pick or the 30th pick, you get that scale pay. As the 17th overall pick, he's worth his contract should be worth about $18 million and X amount of thousands and all that, and a $10 million signing bonus. This is the thing. There is disagreement over the language regarding voiding his guarantees with defaults or breach of contracts.
I'm not signing it.
Like, the Bengals want to tighten up the language, and meanwhile, Stewart's camp wants them to be kind of similar to what the Bengals used for Amarius Mims, who they selected one spot later than Stewart last year at 18th overall. The last time an issue like this happened was with Roquan Smith in 2018 when he missed the first 2 weeks of training camp. Once again, the Chicago Bears at that time had the right to void his guarantees for an ejection or suspension from a game. So say he got suspended, they voided the guarantees in his contract. He didn't want that. A compromise was reached on the number of games in a suspension necessary. So there's all kinds of things that can void guarantees. That'd be forever to talk about. But basically,
that's a topic for another day.
Exactly. The Bengals are literally trying to not pay Stewart as much as they can, just because of the sake of, quite frankly, hang on 1 second. There we go. The Bengals do not want to pay Stewart what he honestly should rightfully get in his draft position and how much they were hyped on him. He's a big piece to this defense, especially if Trey Hendrickson leaves.
He's staying. There's no way he leaves. If he leaves, I will come on here and I will give you 1,000. No, I'm kidding. 1,000 is crazy. I'll give you 100. Because he ain't going nowhere.
All right.
You got my words. I'll give you 100 push-ups.
100 push-ups?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. If Trey Hendrickson leaves the Bengals, for this upcoming season, because obviously in 10 years, if he's still playing and he goes somewhere else, I'm not going to hold that. But
if he leaves,
obviously if he leaves
before the regular season starts, how about that? Now, if he gets traded in the middle of the season, I mean, come on now.
I was going to say, if he gets traded in the middle of the season, who doesn't see that coming?
If he was going to get traded,
can I just be real here? Hang on. Let me be real with you on this. If the Bengals trade Trey Hendrickson, or if they lose Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart, can we just say they are just the epitome of dysfunction in ownership and front office?
Y'all, everyone want to talk about Joe Burrow getting MVPs. Look, they just throwing Joe Burrow's MVP in the dumpster right now. Joe Burrow should have been up for an MVP last year. But
I thought he was up for it, but he didn't win it.
You know why? Team success.
It's true.
Do I think Joe Burrow was the best player in the NFL last year? Probably.
Yes.
He played fantastic.
Not him, Lamar.
I do think
or
Lamar
Saquon, but you know how the whole...
But anyway.
Exactly. Lamar had a career year because let's face it, if the MVP is just going to be a quarterback award, Lamar should have won it. And shout out to Josh Allen, though. I mean, he had a fantastic season. And you're absolutely right, though. When's the last time a player from a non-playoff team, well, not even a non-playoff team, just a I don't even know how to say it. The worst team to have an MVP winner, we'll put it that way. I
don't even know what the worst team to have an MVP winner was.
Let's see.
We're going to have to look that up.
Worst team with an MVP winner. That's what so you know what's funny? The NBA one is funny. The St. Louis Hawks in 1955 had a record of 33-39, and Bob Pennant won the MVP award.
Bob Pettit, big STL gang on the map. Put us on the map.
Oh yeah. Meanwhile,
NBA champion, Finals MVP, put it on a T-shirt.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. The worst team to have an MVP winner in the NFL is the 1959 Baltimore Colts. They finished with a record of 9-3. They had a record of 9-3, and Johnny Unitas won the MVP award.
Oh.
All
right.
So, wow.
Jerry West channeling their inner Jerry West, you know?
Exactly. I mean, I'll take it. I just, that's funny. So I look at how the Bengals are situating themselves, and they're kind of setting themselves up for failure. If you want my honest opinion, because they need to lock up this defense.
They need to lock up something. They worked on their line at least.
They worked on their line so Joe Burrow won't die on the offense. But they need to work on it so he doesn't die, because this is my thing. If you don't have a defense, they're going to be out there for 5 minutes, and then Joe Burrow's got the. You know how many?
Hold on.
Hang on.
Listen to me.
Hang on. No. Okay. What?
As a Packer fan,
Joe Burrow had 652 passing attempts last year. Over almost 70 more than the next player.
That's stupid.
That's all I have to say on that part.
But to everyone out there, I'm a Green Bay Packer fan through and through. I love the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is a transcendent quarterback. I may be happy that he's off Green Bay, but that's still my boy to the day and whatever. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But defense matters. As great as we were, we only got one Super Bowl out of Aaron Rodgers, Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver. I can go on and on. And we got one Super Bowl. Defense matters. Remember that.
Yeah. You know why? Because guess what? The Baltimore Ravens won Super Bowl, and Trent Dilfer was the quarterback. So you're absolutely right.
Disrespect.
You're absolutely right. Also, I want to say this because we know about the 1999 Rams and how great they were. Fantastic, one of the greatest teams in history. The 2000 Rams, even though Marshall Faulk won MVP that year, the Rams went 10-6, and they became the first team to score over 500 points while allowing over 400 points.
Dang.
Can you imagine? Think about that for a second. Almost 1,000 points were scored because of games regarding the Rams that year.
That's ridiculous.
And they went 10-6. They lost the wild card game to the Saints, but that's my favorite quote. This is a random side note. Marshall Faulk says he believes that the voodoo in New Orleans was real. That had a part in them losing that game.
I know that. I remember that.
I remember because of that fumble Oz Hakeem had on the punt return. Mm-hmm. They said that Marshall Faulk said he believed in the voodoo. I'm like, damn. But point notwithstanding, yes, you are absolutely right. Defense matters. Which brings me to another. So I want to ask you this. First off, I want to take a look at, what's going on in the NFC North. This is your team. The Packers are your team after all. I got to ask you.
I don't want you to see my face while we talk about this.
Oh, goodness. I mean, who do you think has had the best, including the draft, the best offseason as we head into training camp out of the 4 teams in the NFC North?
The Chicago Bears, unfortunately, and it hurts.
I was going to say.
The Chicago Bears are number one. Okay. And now, outside of that.
Who's the worst?
Probably the Vikings. They haven't done much. I'm talking smack.
Oh, gosh. I was going to say the Lions had the worst offseason by,
I just wanted to poop on the Vikings. It probably is the Lions. It probably goes From 1 to 4, it probably goes. Does the signing of Matthew Golden put the Packers over the Vikings?
I think so because it gives Jordan Love another explosive weapon that – because the problem with Green Bay, if in my honest opinion, I think they got a really good offense. Josh Jacobs is great still. I think the problem with the Packers has been that they don't have a true bona fide number one.
And then
I think
Marshawn
now
Lloyd is healthy.
I don't think the Packers need a bona fide number one wide receiver if they have a bunch of great wide receivers.
Okay, so if we can agree with that, it goes Bears, Packers, Vikings, Lions.
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings, a lot of the Vikings season has just been...
Them Bears look scary.
Yeah. The turnaround of the Chicago Bears is definitely something that's going to be studied because, like, I take a look at some of the guys they've added. They got Grady Jarrett. They got Case Keenum is a good veteran. Devin Duvernay, Drew Dalman. But then here's the big ones. The trades.
I don't want to talk about it.
The trades.
I don't want to talk about
Joe Tooney and Jonah Jackson.
I'm so mad they got Tooney. That hurt my feelings when he went
there. Look, we thought when they drafted Colston Loveland, we thought, okay, they're going to botch up this draft. They had a great offseason, but they're going to botch up this draft. And then what do? In the second round, they draft Luther.
Being from Missouri, we know all about my boy Luther.
And you give Caleb Williams, a weapon like him, okay. Like, we'll take it.
Not can he use everybody. It all depends on Caleb Love. Caleb, oh my gosh. Caleb Williams is going to be the determining factor on how far this team will go. They have built this team around him. I've never seen the Bears do something like this, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Also, one other thing. You want to know why I think the Bears have also another chip on their shoulder or a big chance to do something big this year? I mean, quite frankly, because Virginia House McCaskey passed away.
Okay.
The Bears owner at 102. Now, she passed away at 102. They're going to go in there. They're going to enter this season with patches on their jerseys, a lot of tributes everywhere at Soldier Field, and one of the last seasons in Soldier Field. And I'm telling you, it's going to be balls to the wall Bears football this year. It's going to be scary. Like,
oh, yeah. Wait till they come back to Lambeau. We got something for y'all. We got something for y'all in Lambeau. Y'all pulled off that boo-boo win last year. We got something for you this year. We finna blow y'all out by 20. I said it.
The only reason that win mattered, the only reason that win even happened was just because they didn't care at that point. The Packers,
Nah, that ain't even it. Caleb Williams did it to us. I ain't gonna lie, he did it to us. The way that man on our field, no. He did it to us.
Okay, but keep in mind, it's kind of payback from a few years ago when Aaron Rodgers literally straight up said, I own you. I've always owned you on the field at Soldier Field at the game my friends and I went to.
I'm such a Bears hater.
If my friend Tyler was on, because he's a Bears fan, it would be prime. I'm
so sorry for his loss.
We remember that game clear as day. That Bears Packers game.
Good thing I wasn't
there. I don't think you would have survived. Bears fans are ruthless, dog.
No,
Bears fans are ruthless. But yes, you know what? Think of it this way.
The Bears are a team to watch for sure.
Absolutely. So yeah. Well, folks, that's going to about do it this week on Roundabout Sports. Before we go, first, I want to thank Andrew so much for being on this evening. It definitely means a lot to me. Next, I want to say, folks, you can find Roundabout Sports on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, and anywhere else you can find and stream your shows. Also, be sure to check out A Boy's Dream Hobby Shop in Caledonia, Missouri. They do daily card breaks, and they have an amazing shop down there where you can get all kinds of cards, merchandise, memorabilia, all kinds of things. And a lot of upcoming signings, folks. So be sure to keep tabs on them on social media everywhere. And, of course, we have Harsh Construction, LLC. With over 50 combined years of experience, they're the premier place for home renovations. Call 618-363-9818 for a quote today. As always, we put up the NAMI helpline at the end of the show, and that is 1-800-950-NAMI, 1-800-950-NAMI. The National Alliance on Mental Illness is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization, dedicated to building better lives for those who struggle. And, of course, we put up the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. And for that, you dial 988. The line is open 24/7, 365, 366 on leap years. Understand you're never alone in this world. There is always somebody out there who loves you, who cares about you, who wants nothing but the best for you. We all go through struggles every day. There's all different types. And understand your feelings are valid. What you're going through is valid. And you are just a phone call, a text message, an appointment, a session away from having potentially that life-saving moment for you. And you could also be the listening ears and watchful eyes for somebody else in need as well. So once again, I want to thank Andrew for being on. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. And be sure to check us out next week for episode 140 of Roundabout Sports. And until then, I'm the Maestro Jeremy Karp. And remember, life is a book full of empty pages just waiting to be written in. Make your lives worth reading. Good night, everybody.